Keller Williams. It's Paul with KWU.
And I'm Ian with the product team focusing on compliance.
And today we're going to show you how to create a new compliance checklist version for an opportunity.
Awesome. So Paul, I know there's that ability to create multiple versions, but really walk me through, why would I do this? When does this become real?
So in the example we're going to go through today, what's happening is we are working with a seller. So we have a listing opportunity, and we got the listed compliance event and under contract compliance event checklist approved, but then the buyer falls out.
So what's going on? There's a new buyer. You know what that means? That means we got to close down that old checklist and make sure that documentation's squared away. But that doesn't happen within Command. So what are we going to be walking through in Command?
Yeah, in Command, we're going to go get a fresh version of the checklist. We're going to show you a little bit of DocuSign, and then we're going to come back and resubmit the new version that we've created.
Awesome. So let's get over to that opportunity. We're obviously starting on the home page right here. The navigation on the left is over to our opportunities. We know this was a listing and it was active, and we're able to find that same opportunity that we worked with our buyer one.
So we'll go to the Documents tab of this opportunity. Again, we got to the under contract compliance event, and now we need to create a new version. All of this got approved, but we have a new buyer, so we need to get new documents signed.
The paperwork was good, but the buyer was not.
So we're going to see a drop down at the top of the checklist for under contract. We can click that, and you're going to see the option to click Add New Version. Now we're going to have to name it. It's going to have to be different from that first one. So automatically by default, it'll say, hey, this is under contract V2. You can name this whatever you want to for your own purposes.
Yeah. Do you want to name it by buyer? Do you want to name it by the date, by the address, however you really want to name it, just as long as you and your market center understand what this means when you have a new version.
Absolutely. So we'll click Create New Version, and instantly what you see is we have a fresh checklist to work with.
Yes. So why is there a fresh checklist, and why doesn't it have any of the documents from the previous version?
Yep. So our new version, we kind of started fresh. We can always use our drop down. We can go access that old version, but this was the old buyer we're working with, and we're working with this totally new buyer to sell our listing.
Awesome. So we're very serious with this second buyer. They're doing a lot of their paperwork, and we've got that housed over on the DocuSign side. Now, how do I easily add in all these documents to this new buyer?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can do this file by file, but that's the slow way. Mm-hmm. The best way to attach these new files is go to Attach Multiple Files. Because we're working in DocuSign, if you're working with .loop, you'll see a .loop option. We're going to click DocuSign, and it's going to allow us to pull these in directly from our DocuSign room. Now, what's really cool is what you'll notice is we have folders set up in DocuSign. We have the Buyer 1 folders that got signed, or documents that got signed in a Buyer 1 folder. But when we scroll down, you're going to notice that we created a new folder in DocuSign for our second buyer, and it's easily organized in here when we go to pull documents in. So for this example, we're going to pull in the contract here. We got our seller disclosure, and we're just easily pulling in the seller disclosure from buyer 2.
Awesome. So I can see that I can add in all of these files from the correct spot, and I'm able to do a little bit of folder navigation while I'm uploading this. So I think this is really clear, and I like the way that you managed your folders over on the DocuSign side in order to stay organized on the Command side. So because we're working in the same ecosystem, I think that makes the most sense to understand where are these files that I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Once you get everyone that you want attached, we're not going to attach an inspection report. It's totally optional. We'll click Attach. Now, they've all been added in here. We're ready to go ahead and submit this to our market center. We'll confirm, and from there, they're going to return it to us if there's a document that needs fixing, or they'll approve it.
Awesome. So we walked through the use case of the first buyer. All the paperwork was good, but they decided to walk. The buyer 2, they were interested in the house. We got the documents signed over in the DocuSign side. We sent out the envelope. And now we just wanted to make sure we added those in for our market center to review. We attached them, and we're able to see where those files were in the correct folder. And we finally submitted back to the market center. So it seems like we've gotten buyer 2 all the way caught up.
That's right.
And where would I go about to learn a little bit more on these topics?
Yep. So on any page of command, go to the top right of the page, click the question mark, choose Keller Williams University, and use the search.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Paul.
Thank you. To learn more about using this game-changing technology for your business, check out these videos right over here.